All right, let's talk about something we've all been through. That high-pressure moment at work when you have to get critical meeting notes out on a deadline that feels, well, completely impossible. We're going to solve that today.
You know the feeling, right? You just finished a huge meeting. Your brain is buzzing with ideas, but bam, you've got another meeting in 10 minutes, and leadership needs a full summary like yesterday. It's the classic workplace squeeze.
So, let's meet Mariana. She's a product leader, and she is in this exact jam. She has a tiny 10-minute window to summarize a really important planning session for the execs. Yeah, no pressure at all, right? We're calling this whole scenario the impossible meeting minutes. It's that moment where you're trying to capture everything that just happened while somehow prepping for whatever is coming next. It's a real juggling act. Okay, let's really paint the picture of her situation. The big quarterly planning meeting just wrapped up. Her very next call, it starts in 10 minutes. And those minutes, the ones with all the agreements, who's doing what, and the deadlines, they're due before noon. There's absolutely no way she can write these from scratch.
So what's she gonna do? When your back's against the wall like this, your mind usually jumps to a couple of familiar, but let's be honest, pretty terrible options.
And that brings us to the two classic choices. The ones most of us would probably consider, even though we know deep down that neither one is great. So here are the trade-offs, laid out plain and simple. Option 1, just do it herself, but later tonight. Sure, she gets total control over what's written, but the minutes are late, she's probably going to forget key details, and honestly, it's a fast track to burnout. Then there's option 2, delegate it, shove it onto someone else's plate. That frees her up, which is nice, but that person doesn't have the full context, so she still has to go back and review it all, and it kind of just passes the stress down the line.
You see the problem here? Neither of these options is good. One kills timeliness and your own well-being, and the other kills accuracy and team morale. There has to be a smarter way to work, right?
And of course there is. That leads us to door number 3, the real game changer here, using an AI-powered assistant.
Now, what are we talking about here? It's pretty simple, actually. It's a tool that can take your raw, messy, disorganized notes or even a meeting transcript and poof, turn them into a polished, professional document. And it does it in seconds, not hours. But here's the secret, and this is really important. The AI is not a mind reader. It's only as brilliant as the instructions you give it. The real magic isn't the technology itself, but knowing exactly how to ask for what you want.
So how do you give it those perfect instructions? Well, thankfully, there's a super simple framework for this. It's called the RACE model. Let's take a look.
Look at this. This is the exact prompt Mariana uses. It's simple, it's direct, and it is incredibly powerful. Instead of spending an hour writing, she spent maybe 30 seconds typing this out. You see how specific every single part of that request is? That is the whole strategy.
So let's break down RACE. It's an acronym: role, action, context, and expectation. First, you give the AI a role. You are an executive assistant. Then, an action. Generate meeting minutes from these notes. Next, you give it context, which is crucial. This was our quarterly planning meeting. And finally, you set the expectation. I need a list of agreements, owners, dates, and a 5-line summary. See? Each step adds a layer of clarity, so you get exactly what you're looking for on the first try.
So, what's the catch? Well, the pros are pretty huge. You save a ton of time, the quality of the report is usually better, and tracking who agreed to what becomes a breeze. But, and this is a big but, it's not foolproof. You still need to give it a quick human review just to check for accuracy. And, of course, the golden rule of computing still applies: garbage in, garbage out. The quality of the AI's output totally depends on the quality of your notes.
So when you actually compare all 3 options side by side, doing it yourself, delegating it, or using AI, the best path forward becomes really, really obvious.
I mean, it's not even a contest. The AI-powered RACE model isn't just a little bit better, it's in a completely different league. And here's why. It's the only approach that nails all 3 things you need in this situation. You get speed, so the information is still fresh and relevant. You get precision, because you're telling it exactly what to do. And you demonstrate adaptive leadership. You're showing that you know how to use the best tools for the job.
And that's exactly what happened with Mariana. She got the minutes out before our next meeting even started. Her team got clear direction immediately, and she became a champion for just a smarter way of working. She didn't just fix a one-time problem, she actually improved her team's whole process for the future.
So that really leaves just one final question for you. Now you have a framework that can turn a mess of notes into a polished, professional document in seconds. What impossible task at your job are you going to solve with it next?